Hey everybody, good night. Today I have a very nice video about this game here, Lords of Hellas. I know this game is pretty old. This is actually the oldest game that I currently own in my collection. And this is pretty unique because you need to know that what I like to do with my games is that once I get tired of them, once I get bored, I like to trade them and sell them to other people. But I have never thought of selling or trading Lords of Hellas because I absolutely adore this game. I love this game and I just really like this game when I play this game with other people. I think this is a great area control game for 2 to 4 players. It's a very nice game, possibly the best area control board game that I've ever played in my life. This game also comes with a solo variant. I played this game solo a couple of times in the past, some years ago, and I have to say that I didn't really enjoy myself. I got the impression that the solo game was actually pretty lame and pretty weak and just didn't really get me excited. But then I realized that I needed to study the rules a little bit better because the rules that you got in the solo game differ pretty significantly from the rules that you got in the normal version of this game, the competitive version of this game. This past week I have been playing the solo version of this game every night. I have to say that I have had a lot of fun and I really liked it. So now here I am with my final thoughts on the solo version of this game, okay? So let's dive right in. First of all, let's take a look at the board. In this game you have to face the Persian invasion. You see those 3 miniatures right there? They represent the Persian army. The Persian army will come from the north, from the region of Chalkidiki, and they will follow this path and move here to the center of the board where you have the Oracle of Delphi right there in the region of Phocis. And the Persian army will try to destroy this temple. You have to protect it with your troops. You see, you deploy your soldiers out there to stop the Persian army. I really like the first part of the game because you get to rally up your troops here in the southern regions and then you move your soldiers, your warriors right there to face off against the Persian army. And I just really like it. But this is just one of the numerous things that you do in this game. You also have to deal with these very powerful monsters that come from the ancient Greek mythology. We've got the Cyclops here, we've got the Hydra over there, and these miniatures are really cool. And these monsters will move here on the board to reach these huge monuments. These are the monuments of the 3 most important gods that we got in ancient Greece. We've got the monument to Athena right there. This is the monument to Hermes, and over there we got Zeus. And these figures look absolutely stunning. They are really beautiful. The monsters will try to tear apart these 3 statues here. And you cannot let the monsters destroy these monuments, because if these monuments fall, if they crumble, that is the end of the game, but that is also the end of your people, the end of the entire Greece. And this is going to be a task for our hero, Achilles. Achilles is gonna move here on the board, hunting down the monsters and slaying them to protect the monuments, to keep these statues intact. I really like that this game is really multitasking. It really feels like you have to manage different things that happen at the same time. You have to stop the invasion of the Persian army, you have to stop the monsters and protect the monuments. This is really cool. And so there's quite a lot going on in this game, and I really like that. Now, what I can't really stand in this game is the fact that once you are finally ready to fight against the Persian army, you reach the end of the first chapter of the game, and then you have to do a quick reset of the board to prepare the game for the second part of the game, for the second chapter. All of your soldiers, all of your troops, you remove them from the board. You literally remove them from the board and you just leave a few soldiers right there. And this is really frustrating because you got all your soldiers right there ready for battle, and then you reach the end of the first chapter, of the first part of the game, and you have to take them off the board. You don't get to play this very epic battle against the Persian army, and this is such a bummer. Also, I don't really like in this game the campaign book. You see, this solo game should play out like a real campaign. You see here in this book you got Act 1, the first act, with a script that details all the things that are going to happen. And then you also have the Act 2, the second part of the game. And you see with another script where you find all the events that will take place in the second part of the game. This game makes use of these tokens to trigger the events that you find here on this book. On these tokens you've got numbers. So then you have to take a look here at the campaign book. If you're playing the first act, then you have to take a look here right on this page. And this is what is going to happen in the game. You have to read this paragraph, and then you have to follow the instructions that you find here. Travelers bring news of an enormous floating bridge built by the Persians on the Straits of Bosphorus. New Persian cohorts must already be on the way. The point that I would like to make about this campaign book is that what I've just read is just rubbish. It's really pointless to read through these sentences here. This short paragraph doesn't make any sense. You should just skip it and focus on the things that you find listed down here, which are the things that actually really happen in the game. And I've got to say, this is not how you should build a campaign book. This is not how you create a nice, epic story for a game. What is written here in this rulebook just feels like it was totally made up by the people who made this game, and that's not cool. So I have to say that this game just entirely misses on the on the very epic battle between the Persian and the Greek army. And then you play through the second chapter of the game, and the game changes completely. The game becomes like your typical area control board game. And this is really a bummer. Well, the solo version of this game is definitely not as fun as the normal competitive version of this game, but it's still a pretty enjoyable game, and I just really liked it. I had some fun with it. The first few times when I played this game, I just got totally crushed by the Persian army, and that was so frustrating. But then I got the hang of it, and now I feel like I know exactly how I am supposed to play this game to finish the game and win. And it's actually quite fun, okay? It's not what you expect this game will be. You learn from the start of the game that this game is based on the epic battle between the Persian army and the Greek army, and you expect to get to that point when you finally fight against the big Persian army, one of the biggest armies in the history of the world. The Persian army is represented on the board just by 3 miniatures. That doesn't make any sense. I just don't get it. This solo game could have been much better, could have been an epic solo game. You see, the Persian army is made up of just 3 miniatures. I mean, that doesn't look right. It's a nice game. It's a decent solo game, but nothing more than that. This is how I feel about this game. This is what I think about the solo version of Lords of Hellas. Thank you for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you in my next review. Bye bye.